The vision for UCD from a global perspective is to bring the best of the world to UCD and in turn to bring the best of UCD, including its culture, to the world. Exchanges are particularly important to us and to give our national students an opportunity to go abroad, and not only the students but indeed faculty and staff as well. And we really are encouraging people to apply for this funding and take the opportunities that are there.
I went on Erasmus to Italy to the University of Urbino, year 1990 to 1991. I needed to improve my Italian first of all. I was studying French and Italian. I had taken up Italian from scratch. The Italian department had exchanges with 2 universities in Italy, one of which was Urbino, so I was lucky enough to be chosen to go there. One of the biggest challenges I faced, I suppose, when I was in Italy was getting used to speaking Italian pretty much all day, and I noticed within the space of about a month, 6 weeks, that my Italian really started to improve, and I started to get to know the Italians much better and their way of doing things. Erasmus certainly did help me in my life and career. I found a job in London that was based on my ability to speak both French and Italian, especially Italian, and without my Erasmus year I don't think I would have been able to do that, and it laid the foundation as a result for a relatively long-lasting career in IT and financial services.
I was lucky enough to go to Bordeaux on Erasmus. I decided to go because I wanted to challenge myself and kind of pull myself out of my comfort zone and obviously improve my languages. My fondest memory would be my involvement with the Gaelic Football Club over in Bordeaux, and that was the place where I spoke my most French, and I got to travel with the team. I've made lifelong friends, and through Erasmus I actually have contacts over in Bordeaux, which is really, really helpful. It's like a home away from home really now. I'd say I definitely grew as a person. I have a lot more confidence in myself. I'm more willing to put myself out of my comfort zone. Obviously my language has developed so much. It was probably the best experience of my life.
I am in my 4th year, final year of International Modern Languages, and I went to my Erasmus last year, 2016-17, to Rome, to Italy. I've got way more passion now for college in general than I did before, which is great. For anyone thinking about going on Erasmus, definitely do it, 100% definitely do it. And don't worry about your level of the language when you're considering it or when you get there. You have to just throw yourself in and embarrass yourself sooner rather than later, and yeah, just make an effort.
So for my staff exchange, I went to the Pontifical University of Chile in Santiago to the Department of Design. I got to teach a completely different type of student. I got to do something different in a different environment, and going to Chile was fantastic. It's a fantastic country. In terms of the link with UCD, well, that's continued. We've won a couple of research contracts. It's opened up a whole load of doors for us. It's changed the way I've done things here as well, so I've really benefited from it, and I would encourage anybody to do it.
I studied French and philosophy in UCD, and in 1992, when Erasmus was really and truly in its infancy, I went to Lyon for a year. The impact my Erasmus year had on my life was a chance for me to grow up as a person, as a learner, and to really mature and blossom. I was quite young going over, and I came back a much more confident person. The advice I would give to students thinking about going on Erasmus is go for it. It is a fantastic once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The most important thing to do is to immerse yourself. Immerse yourself in the culture, in the city, in your neighbourhood, but most importantly, immerse yourself with native speakers, because that's when you really pick up the lingo and understand the nuances of the language. That's where you get a real chance to experience the culture as it is.
I remember with great fondness my year with Erasmus back in 1990 to 1991. We were in fact the very first people in Ireland to do the Erasmus programme way back then, and it was a very, very special year, and I made friends for life there. Not only did I learn a lot of German and a lot of business skills, but also made friends for life. It didn't necessarily bring me into a life of business, but I am a business correspondent, a business journalist, and it is something from which I have benefited greatly. I could not recommend the Erasmus program anymore. It has been a cultural, emotional, financial, educational benefit for me and everyone who did it with me way back then, 27 years ago.
The big advantage to staff and students going abroad, I think, is building the international network, and that's important in every walk of life. It builds resilience, it builds independence, and they're important skills from an employability point of view.